And we and we are live. Peace, family. How y'all doing?
Peace, peace.
Peace, brother.
All right. We got the brothers on the line. We got Kenwato Akil, brother Gerald Moore, brother General Shaka Sankofa. We got our special guest tonight, Selah X. Adine. Peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing right, brothers. Yo, I'm Major Selah Sardine of the PNBBP, which is the People's New Black Panther Party, based out of Charlotte. I'm around the Triad Piedmont area. For those who don't know, in Greensboro, which is the Triad Piedmont, what they call Greensboro, High Point, and Winston, since you have three cities 15 minutes apart from each other. And that's the part of North Carolina I reside in. And I've been serving in the Panthers for over 15 years. And I do work with a lot of with the Nation of Islam, the Moore Science Temple, Nations of Gods and Earths, Street Law Soldiers, of course, and we'll work with anybody that's on a positive level, long as it's for the benefit of our peoples and Black liberation. And tonight, some of the things I heard y'all earlier, and our buying power is the power. You could cripple this nation in 2 weeks if we was to do that, but people don't want to cripple the devil's empire. We would rather let them cripple our efforts and trying to better our people from here to abroad. And one of the things that I talked with Gerald last time we was in Georgia was about the number 9. So I want to talk about the 9. The number 9 is the highest number that there is in the universe. I don't care what shape, what form, how you fix it up, cook it up, everything is 9. There's everything got the 9 is just compiled up numbers. So it's from 9 to 0, and then you can go from 0 to -9. So we are made out of the 9 gases, whether it be carbon, gamma rays, radiation, the different gases in the universe. That's how we are made. But not everybody. So when I'm just talking about that, I'm just talking about our people specifically, nobody else. We descend from 9, which is your God state, down here to 0, which is the 0 represents a cipher or your square or your ding for some, and you want to control or master everything that's around you 360 degrees, and then you compile that with another 360 degrees, which is 720, because you want to master the physical and the spiritual. And so when you say 720 on and you break that down, 7 plus 2 plus 0, all you get is the number 9. So we are 9 ether beings because we have carbon in our bones, or genes. And the more darker you are, is the more genes that you produce. But you still is a 9 ether being, whether you're brown or whether you're all the way to your jet black. You're still 9 Etherian beings, or Ethiopians, or they call us in their terms is Nuwapians. And so the English language is a German language, which is grimoire, which is based on speaking spells. So when you have the word spellings, you break that down, spell. So you're under a spell. Ings is which meaning is to cast spells. And the word alpha, or the alphabet, is alpha and omega, or bet, which is the beginning and the end, or gen, because there is no ending. And no one can say that they have been seen the ending and have came back. It's either we know for a fact we don't do hope, and we shouldn't have belief. Belief in what? We should know what's real and what isn't real. So dealing with the from 0 to 9, or 999, is dealing with energy. There's no beginning to the end, so you can't destroy energy. It's just 360 degrees. So you go away, I don't know for how many years, and you come back. See, the whole goal is when you descend from nine from your God state down here, is to go back to your God state. But it's difficult to get back to your God state because when you come here and you start growing up, now you get caught up if your parents are not teaching you what's real and you letting the school education system educate your kids. They're still being indoctrinated as if they were still on a plantation somewhere. So the when you come here, you got all this football, basketball. I want to be an actor. I want to be a fireman. I want to be the police. I want to join the military. No, those are not none of the things that we should be doing. Those are the distractions to stop you from going back to your God state so easily. So that's why it's the pathway is hard to get back to your God state. It's easy to come here, but it's hard to get back to the number nine because of all of this stuff that we come here and get caught up in and believing that these are the things that we're supposed to do. This is my calling. No, that's not your calling. Our calling is when we come here, we're supposed to come here, uplift our people, and put a stop to what's going on, not become a part of what's going on. And so the nine is the highest number in any shape, form, or fashion. It even retains to the word God or the alphabet zero or the also zero or cipher. It's all you do is just recycle and come again and come again. Some of us probably been here 5 or 6 times. So when you are born, what they do, you get three birth certificates. One you get, one the state gets, and the other one goes to the Vatican because they want to monitor how many times your being has came to this planet by taking those handprints or the fingerprints when you're born. And and then when you get into these numbers, the zero is also in the word of God. So when you get the word with the G and then you have the slash like this, so now you're dealing with the when you're talking about the Masons with the G, and it's broke down. It's the G in the square, but what they do is cut off some of it, and it looks like this, like straight down like this, and then so the circle is 360 degrees, and the square is also 360 degrees, four corners, and then that's which is 90-degree angles, and 360 plus 360 equals your 720, and this also goes equals out to the number nine. The physical and the spiritual knowledge added together is 7 plus 2 plus 0 equals 9, and 9 is the highest number. The word God means Elohim in Hebrew, and the original word is also Gut, which is Gute, or Gomar Osdubar, which also attributes to a person, which means wisdom, strength, beauty, and Gut came from becomes the word God, and they add the zero and they change up some of the letters and have you saying different things. And these are two German words pushed together, which means a kind of a man. So everybody's not human beings. You have 10 different beings on the planet. So when you're talking human, Hugh just it's just Human. The original word should be Hueman. Hue is another word for melanation or carbon. Human, it just means you are a man, but you are a kind of man who was put together that never was. And we're talking about these other people. And to reach the supreme, our goal is to reach out back to our supreme being from go back from 0 to 9 or becoming that supreme being that we was before we came to this planet. And some of the things from 9 to 0, dealing with from 9 to 0, 9 is being, 8 is human being, 7 is human, 6 is man, 5 is mammal or animal, 4 is beast, 3 is demon, 2 is ghouls, 1 is mankind, and then you have the number 0 or your cipher. at the bottom. So when the Bible talks about the devil, he wants to ascend on high and be like God. He want to reach number 9. He cannot. They cannot reach 9. They have 6 strands of DNA. They can only rise to 6 ether, and they can go no higher. And no matter what they do to try to attain this melanin or this carbon, they're never ever going to be able to do it. You're never going to crack no code to the God particle or none of that. You're not going to do anything. You can't go into space. They can't leave this planet. So the word Hute or Hute is a man, is now the word of human that is created, which meaning to have creative will. To be God is to learn how to be in control, but raising yourself from 0 to 9 ether. The word universe is universe, is uni just means yourself in a verse, or the metaverse, and 2 words that are put together is universe. Uni means one, verse means that you are the sole controller of your faith, and your destiny. No one else is. And religions and belief, we don't do these, and and things like that. So those are some of the things I wanted to talk about. And the Etherians, like I said, we are 9 ether. And we don't have to be from Ethiopia to be this. This is just what we are. That's our real being on the inside. You have celestials on the planet, extraterrestrials on the planet. You have mankind on the planet. You got humans. You got Draco Wacos. I call them the Draco Wacos, Facos. You have the blues and the grays, and you have the Palladians, and you have the tall men, all these beings on the planet. So everybody's not the same. We are the number one in this universe. We are the number one on this planet. Without us, this world will fold up. This universe will fold up. We are the owner, maker, and creator of everything that you see from the universe to this planet. We have a sun in our chest. So when you blow on your hand, you blow out, you breathe out heat. They don't have this on the inside. They don't even have a soul. They got a spirit, but they don't have a soul. So we have a solar plexus, which is basically a mini solar system here in your chest. And right now, the sun is shooting CMEs, which is corona mass ejections or subatomic particles that come to the Earth. And the Earth is being blasted. The Earth has been pulled into a box. And instead of when the energy or the solar flares come to the planet and they hit the planet, they're supposed to keep going straight. But behind the planet, it's like it's been a wall being placed. So everything, all the energy is reverting back from the backside and coming back into the planet. So not only are these people cooking in the daytime, they're cooking twice as fast at night. And it does not have to be hot for this to take effect, because it's about how high the UV content is. So they want to make us think. So when they talking about take precautions when you go outside today, it's going to be super hot and this and that and the third. We need to drink plenty of fluids. Yeah, we need to probably the real water comes from fruit. That's what we need. Or alkaline number 9. We shouldn't be doing anything else. We shouldn't be eating meat. I mean, I can't tell people what to do, but we should not be eating meat, because what's in the meat go into your body. If they shooting that animal up with steroids, now the steroids is in you. So this is what's causing us to have bad diets, blow up, be obese, and all types of other stuff. And it's a buildup of your mucus. The goal is to keep the your mucus clean out of your system, out of your nose and stuff. And the word Anu is another word for God. So when we talking about Anu, now we're getting ready to get into the Anunnaki gods. And it's not just God, that the Anunnakis, there are many gods. And and that's just another word for God. And that's when you're talking about the Samaritan gods, or Enki and Enlil, the 2 brothers. And one brother was supposed to be the creator of these Neanderthal people, or the Caucasians that came out of the caves from the Caucasus Mountains. And the sun is causing them to revert back to eating raw meat, y'all. Y'all listening to me? Raw meat. They back at the table. They don't cook food, hurts their stomach. They would rather eat it raw than for you to cook it. So if you see them eating a cooked steak in a restaurant, they only doing it because they don't want us to know that you're back to your old ways. So eventually, they're all going back to a degenerative mind state, back to your Neanderthal state, because it's only so long that fakers can pretend. See, they're pretending. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, not all of them are bad. It doesn't matter how nice they are, how good they are, they leaving the planet, period. Because you should not be on this planet. You are a multi-cell organism whose nucleus, whose eukaryotic cells are housed within a nucleus. We have prokaryotic cells within us, which is a HeLa cell. So how do we have the same creator? If we have this and you have this, how are we the same? We are not the same. We're the most talented, we're the most gifted on the planet. When people want knowledge, where they go? They don't run over to Africa nowhere or go to South America. They come right here where we are. We're the smartest on the planet. And so um,
I got a question for you. So in your opinion, my question is, why are they so obsessed with trying to break the to get to the God gene or break it? And also and also once they get it, they can't do anything with it because they not like we are anyway.
no, they're never going to be able to crack that code no matter what they do. They're never going to be able to get it. They're never going to be able to make it. I don't care what someone says. They never, ever, ever, never, ever going to be able to get it. And you're never going to leave this planet. When they talking about Elon Musk is talking about taking these people to Mars, how about these places are not out there where they say the universe is? These places is right here on this planet. And it's everything. There's 9 different realms on this planet and they all lie behind the ice walls. So when he's talking about going to Mars, Mars is on the other side of the ice walls. That's where they're going. But when they go over there, you don't want to go over there. You're gonna get your head tore off because there's other things over there. And I have a book beyond the ice wall. So there's 9 different rings on the ice wall. There's more continents on this planet other than where we are. See, they want to keep us in the center to make us think that this is all that there is. No, there's other continents and other beings still here on this planet.
What's your take on the underground tunnels running all through the United States?
But this is for your Draco Wacos. They need somewhere to run. Just like when they after World War II, what did they do when they found out they was going to really lose these wars? They ran. And they know they're gonna lose this one too. No matter they ain't got a military might ready for what's coming, and all they tanks, nuclear bombs, all that shit gonna fail them in the end. It ain't even gonna work. Ain't even gonna turn on. And they want to have somewhere to run, and they think by building these cities and underground that they're getting ready to run away. You'll run nowhere. These beings can pass through rock, solid matter, and bullets ain't gonna have no effect. None of that stuff is gonna have effect on these beings. And some of us are gonna get an upgrade and turned into some super beings for the ones that did the work. If you just sitting out here doing nothing but you talking and complaining, but you ain't out here trying to clothe your people, trying to feed them, do what y'all do what we doing. These people are gonna be removed off the planet. It doesn't matter whether you black or white. You're gonna be looked at as an NPC out here, just out here doing nothing. And if you're beating up the women, you're gone. If you're not trying to uplift this race and build us up, you're gone. And if you're a pedophile, all that stuff, you're gone. You're gone. But we still gonna be the number ones on the planet, even when the smoke clears.
Yeah, I do know that because the star in the sky belongs to us. And one thing about Europeans, they are always at war with nature. We were always in compliance with nature. We try to make sure we was in agreement with nature. We learn from nature. That's from the ancient Kemeter Oobs. And as far as like in over in ancient Kush. Brother Logic has a question. He says, do you believe in the flat earth?
This is it's all flat. because you're going behind ice walls. This is not round, and it's not around Earth. And to get to space, you got to go through the ocean. And they don't know how, and they're never going to be able to leave. So that's why in this age of Aquarius, the Masonic era, which was their era, it's over. Now this is our era. It's all about the black woman. She's getting ready to be restored back to her true self, or back into power, because they said that when they came here, that this was a predominantly female planet. We were created to be the protectors of the black woman. And so they know they had to get to her in order to break us. And if you can tear her down, then you don't really so have to too much have to worry about the man, because he gonna fold when the woman fold. So regardless, the black woman is getting ready to go back to her place. Maybe not all the black women that don't operate in a true self, in a higher self. So we want to operate as high as we can in our higher self, not in our lower state. So when you're operating in the low state, now that's when you get all this gang banging stuff going on. You're killing your people, you're drugging your people, you're doing all types of stuff that just not right, because you're operating in your lower self. You want to vibrate high. You don't want to go under 432 megahertz.
Yeah.
What's our megahertz?
Um, go ahead. I would say to piggyback off of that, that's why you hear the music that we are listening to is low vibration. That's why things that we see on social media as well as TV is low vibrational, and it's really tailored towards our children.
Right. And the goal is that, so if you talk destructive, what do you see most young brothers doing? We tricking on that broad, or I'm slinging this kind of dope. We're going to spend a block on them. That's destructive talk. You talk about killing your people, but I never hear no lyrics about how you ready to knock this devil's head off.
Right.
Yeah, one thing I seen with some of the most toughest warriors, they are scared of their oppressor. They will be quick to raise a hand towards you, or elderly, or the women, but they're not too quick to say anything to the oppressor.
No.
This picture, and me Ken, and we did a live on it on Instagram. I think it's called the magical Negro, and they brought something to my light about that movie, because and you know what, I think they kind of cursed me a little bit, because as I started going throughout my day, like later on that week, I started seeing magical Negroes. I promise you. I seen one guy, man. I was at a bagel shop, and the guy held the door open for this European. He was literally like about 50 steps away, man. He held it till he came. Asked him how he doing and everything. When he left out, he let the door close on another brother.
Hey, Nisha Sabaz had a question for the brother. She said, ask the brother about the fireballs that's heading towards Earth.
Well, if it is a fireball coming, it's not coming here to anything. We're not going nowhere. That's not going to destroy
Right.
this. That's not going to stop. This is not how this is going to end. And it's going to end violently, but it's not going to end the way they think. And what you're going to get is, you got solar flares and coming from the sun that hit the earth constantly. What it's going to do, this planet is going to heat up, and we're going back to a tropical planet. This is a tropical planet, not cold. They got it cold here. Why? Because a snake likes what? The cold. They want to be where it's cool, hide under leaves or in the trees. Only a snake has colonies. That's why we call them the colonizers, because you're a bunch of serpents underneath. The TV show V shows you exactly what's going on the planet. Our ancestors are embarrassed at us that we've let multi-cell organism being come here whose DNA is trash and take over this planet. It's trash. And they wouldn't even talk to us if they came here right now, because they are embarrassed at us that we sitting here. Well, I ain't gonna make a move because we killing each other. That ain't no excuse for you not to stand up. Still stand anyway. I love black people. I'm gonna die in the Panthers, y'all. I'm telling y'all now, this is how I'm going. I'm gonna die in this shit. And that's the only way I want to serve. So that way, may the ancestors be pleased in y'all's efforts and all the efforts that we doing to try to turn this all around and not just be sitting here complaining. Complaining ain't gonna get us nowhere. And I've asked brothers from the Bloods to the Crips, the Gangsters, Disciples, hey, come down and they'll say we want to join. And when I come with them applications, oh man, I don't know, oh, you're making excuses. But soon as another gang member, a different gang, do something to your homeboys, now you're ready to get your whole squad. You want to ride and shoot up the house. You want to kill them, and then you want to put it in your rap music, glorifying what you've done. But that devil can pop one of your peoples and you do nothing. You won't load up and ride on him.
They
And
gonna
that doesn't
march
make
him.
sense. You want to be a terror to your people, but a coward in front of the enemy.
Yeah.
I don't respect that. That's weak. That's weak. That's weak to me.
Hey, brother Selah, really enjoy our conversation that we had when we was in Atlanta. Now
Yeah.
that you talked about the ether, can you go a little more in depth for the people that don't know about ether and explain the fact of how the quintessence goes with it, how essential that is, also the manner, the aura, and it's the aura, the manner, and the chi, and how all four of those are particularly important.
Were you talking about the music?
No, the force. When you talked about
Oh,
the ether is the force, as they said, it's
yeah,
like what we breathe. It's like air. They said
right.
the gods breathed it in.
Yeah.
But explain it how it is and how it comes about when you're talking about the earth, the wind, the fire, and everything, and bring it together. So
Okay.
those ones that's on the outside that's listening to us
Okay.
can understand exactly what you're saying when you talk about the
Okay.
ether and everything.
The ethers is also considered as your hair, or when people have the locks, or you want to call them dreads, these are antennas. Our hair grows up to the sun. Their hair grows
Mhm.
down to the ground. Our hair grows up and it curls into, like I said before, the number 9. You have a number 9 in your fingerprint, number 9 in your hairline. The tornado spin in a 9. The galaxy spins in a 9. A woman's supposed to go to 9 cycles of birth. That's 9. Everything is 9 ether. So the more we talk truth here on this platform and in the streets with each other, I ain't talking about lies. I'm talking about truth, back and facts, back and forth. The more ether you spit out your mouth, and it goes into the atmosphere, which also causes it to heat up. At the same time, while you're doing that, you want to keep the vibrations raised, because the higher the vibrations, the harder you make it, the worse it is for you know who. So we want to continue to speak truth, because this is putting ether out into the atmosphere. So when you look at the sun in the afternoon and you see it looking red and orange over there, what's going on is more radiation coming into the atmosphere, because the dome that's over the planet in the daytime is being removed, because there is no dome over the planet at night. So once that dome is removed, then we really gonna see the full effects, and then you're gonna see less and less of you know who. You'll never see them no more.
I got a question. You said there's no dome at nighttime. How is that so?
Because at night they are cooking twice as fast at night, because these so-called lights they being seen in the sky, not all of those are man-made. Some of those are really the Anunnaki gods or our ancestors that have come back here. And so, and right now they even have wars at night, but they just not broadcasting this stuff, showing. That's why they keep it cloudy, because they don't want us everybody to see what's going on at night, that they are having a battle, and a spiritual battle. So what's the dome is like, when they casting these spells, they master what you want to call them, wizards or sorcerers or whatever. So that
Mhm.
magic that they got with that so-called protection layer, those beings are removing that. But it's a battle, because they keep trying to put it up while they fighting against it to get it going. But it is being removed slowly but surely. So at night there is no protection over the planet for them. We don't. It's not going to bother us, because we are made of these things. But it's going to bother, if you're too toxic, it will bother you. But It's going to bother them more because you should not be on the planet because your eukaryotic cells doesn't come from this planet. It comes from out there in the universe. So they don't even come from here. So
So
when the Palladians came here, this is basically what they are. They are the Palladians. We come in peace. Can we learn from y'all? And when we taught them, they flipped the script and did a whole 360 degrees with that stuff and then used it on them.
So you just said one thing. You said our ancestors coming in through the firmament. I call it the firmament. When you're saying about the dome that's over the earth.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this one question, because you know we all perplexed about this. We're a little vexed, and we keep saying this and saying that. Do you believe in people from outer space, Martians, and all other things that they come up with?
They don't look like the movies. They look like us, but taller, bigger version, a better version. And they also come from the waters. They don't just come from up above. They also come from out of the water, and they also are on this planet.
I got a
So
question.
my
eventually,
Go ahead.
My
so
assessment
eventually,
of it is what I think about when they talk about outer space. I think the space is the water, because they said there's the waters above and the waters below. So when
right,
you're talking about the waters above and the waters below, that's meaning that when you talking about going into outer space, because they haven't even reached the depths of the water. So if
no.
they haven't reached the depths of the sea or the depths of the ocean, how could you talk about it and film it as they doing in Hollywood?
That's the only place they can do it at and make it up in Hollywood because they can't go anywhere. You don't have the technology to leave. You don't have technology to make the orbs that they've been seeing or the plasma balls. Because within that plasma ball that they're seeing, there's a being on the inside of that. And if America had that type of technology, you don't think they would have jumped on Russia and China by now? And likewise with the other one,
Absolutely.
you would have had the upper hand on another one. You would have been able to force Russia
Absolutely.
into doing. You don't have that technology, but they want us to make us think that they have
Mhm.
that power when they don't. Why? Because people gravitate to who got the power. The real power is here. It's not them. It's them beings that they can't catch because they've been told do not engage with these beings. Why? Because this is going to get you gone quicker than you want to.
All
That's
right.
why they can't make a move.
Are you familiar with Billy Carson?
Yeah,
What's your take on Billy Carson?
he's cool with some things, but I think you're a dancer and a tap dancer.
Yeah.
You he be spitting some stuff, but you also a tap
Yes,
dancer.
you're
Same
right.
thing with Dr. Umar Johnson. You can't tell us one thing and then you laid up with one of those um beings that got zebra fish in them. You got monkey in you. You got pig, rat, bat. You got about 14 different animals in your ass, and some people that's laying down with an animal who share 45% DNA with an animal.
Mm.
Now, let me ask you this: that the animalistic DNA, what's the correlation with the animalistic DNA and the zoomorphic form of the Cometa ooze?
Well, see, when they the people with the jacked up DNA, even though they had a DNA say a chimpanzee, they still can't mate with the chimpanzee because the chimpanzee ain't gonna mate with a hyena. They cannot mate with these beings. So when you're looking at that movie Aliens, and you know how that little thing running around that look like a hand and it's running around jumping on people, this is what they have to do in order to have life because it has to have a host to keep living. So once that thing attaches itself to that person, then that thing comes out of their stomach or it busts out of their chest. Because without that, being able to do that, that cell or that eukaryotic cell being or that hand thing, it would die in a matter of time if it does not find a host to attach itself to. That's why they came here because they're low vibrators because they want to feed off of high vibrating people. See, we're high vibrators. That's
So
why
you're
they're here.
actually saying they parasites.
Yeah,
They're
So you so
parasite.
parasites.
so so you
Yeah,
believe in the attaching of the worm?
That attach itself to, that's what a worm do. You're a parasite.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're a
right.
Parasite.
parasite. You're a
So
host.
you believe in the entryway of the eye?
Well, they can enter anywhere in your in here, here, in your
Mm-hmm.
ass, or in through a cut. You know, that's why some people shouldn't. They tell you don't get in certain waters because it's infested with all types of parasites, and any type of cut could you could wind up with a worm in your stomach about a mile long or something like that, you know.
Mm.
And that's like they skin is made out of mucous membranes, and that's nasty.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we got a question in the chat. Sister Nisa said, ask him who are the Nephilim.
Just another group of gods, almost like the Anunnaki gods.
Who's above, the Anunnakis or the Nephilim?
Anunnakis are higher than them, but
Good
they're not
answer.
the
That's a
original.
good
But you're
answer.
not the head deity. You just gods to us.
Right.
But you're not the head deity. But they would be gods to us because we couldn't do the stuff that they got or do or have the technology that they got because we are nowhere near at our God state, which is nine. We are the number one in this universe. That's why they're here to come help us because you got niggas running around here making excuses and not to stand to do anything about this. So some people is praying for you, Jesus, which is fake, ain't coming back here.
Right.
Hey, man, you can't be
You done
talking
wrote
about
a whole
Jesus.
lot of people to believe tonight.
Hey,
He's
brother
fake.
Selah, you can't be talking about Jesus, man.
Hey, do you know who they on January? You know what they really who they worship the devil, which is Janus, which is a
Yeah.
two-headed, faced demon.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's
And
so
when they
so
go to
that's their New Year's Eve.
And so the word hallelujah is two words combined, holly
Mm.
and then it's luja. Holly just means foolish. Jah is just another word when you're saying Jah, just another word for God. So they take these words and push them together. So when they running around in church talking about, oh, hallelujah, got the ghost. No, you're under possession and all your praises and all your worship is to the devil. That's why when people is out here looking for their family, oh God, please send Jesus, please send my son home. He's been missing for 10 days. No, you're asking the devil to send your son home in 10 days. No, he's not going to. That's why you don't get your prayers answered because you're praying to a being that cares nothing for you, that's against you, who is the head Draco Faco Waco reptilians. There's 13 bloodlines. That clock that people have, look at your, if you got a watch and it says 1 through 12, what's 12 plus 1? 11 plus 2, 10 plus 3, 9 plus 4, 8 plus 5, 7 plus 6. This is in representation of the 13 Draconian bloodlines. And these are all your rich families from the Rockefellers to the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Morgans, the Cretans, the Cartwrights, the Vanderbilts, the oligarchs. These people is Dracos.
So the Dracos, is that the representative of a dragon that they use, that they talked about in throughout history?
Yeah,
That was
well, we
supposed to be
already
the
had.
representation of.
Yeah, basically, it's a serpent being. So when they said that Eve was in the garden talking to a serpent, she was talking to, if that was real, she would be talking to a Draconian.
Right.
Yep, Draconian.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the TV show on that came out in the 70s, Land of the Lost, and that lizard shit walking around there with them.
That's right. That's what they look like, lizards. Call them. They make them bigger, look like dragons.
Yeah.
And what and all that and the CMEs from the sun is getting ready to cut all this transformation out. So they're not going to be able to hide too much longer. Eventually, we're going to see them for what it really is.
Question: Who is our next brothers? What's our besides us? Who will be our next brother for as a race?
As a race, as far as people here in the
Right.
end, that it's going to be it's us. We're the
That's
number
it.
ones
No,
right here in
I
America.
know we number one, but okay, I'm asking this: who will
We
be our
talking about
cousins?
another ethnic group.
Who will be our cousins?
The Hispanics, not the light ones. It would be the ones that look like
Right.
this.
All right, good
Yeah.
answer.
The
Good
ones
answer.
that look
I
like
like
this.
it. Cool.
Because if you notice, when you go around this world and they having elections and look at all the presidents and the senators or whatever that get elected, it's all the white ones. White Chinese get to run it, white Hispanics get to run it, white. But the brown and the black can't run nothing.
They get suppressed. Yeah. They get
Look at it.
suppressed. And
the word democracy is demokratis, which means a group of people or a tribe of people. And the original root Greek word is daemonianis, which is DEMONYN. The devil. They're Luciferians. A bunch of cotton candy pansies, Peter Pans. That, you know, the Bible says the devil is a basically, he don't want no relations with a woman. He wants them with a man. There's a bunch of cotton candy pansies.
Yeah. So you don't believe when they say, when they're in church, they say amen. They not saying, they're not giving credence to Amen Ra.
That's basically what it is. Amen Ra. But they tell you, they take out one of the E's, so it's just amen and not amin. So it's Amen Ra, it's the sun. So when you're looking at the Mayans and the Incas culture, the people in Africa's culture, the people over there in that part of Egypt and this part of Egypt, here, everybody had the sun involved.
So you believe America is Egypt?
Yes, this is Tamari, what they call Tamari, or Turtle Island.
Tamari is Medu Netta for two lands.
Tamari
is Medu Netta for two lands. So this is two lands?
Well, basically, it was all one land. Or they keep talking about some supercontinent and it just broke up. So it's just multiple lands. It's just not like one land. So it really never, a lot of this really never was all together. They say certain things look like it fit. No, certain things does not fit. So they say that Africa is over there is the motherland. To be a mother, you need to be able to provide the people with everything that they need to be considered a mother. This North American continent has more hot water springs, fresh water springs than there is anywhere in the world. Africa don't even have these. So out of the 700 different vegetables that were being grown way back then, we produce 600 of those here. And they only produce a little bit over there because this is the most fertile land. This is the real land of milk and honey. This is the motherland, not over there. When you go over there, they find fossils of their babies. Over here, when they came, they didn't find fossils of that because our people live to their full potential, reach their full potential. Our vegetables and our crops grew 100% while theirs only growing 40%. So their minds were in a degenerative state, even in Africa, even in Europe. If it hadn't have been for these niggas here in America, everybody else would probably be dead.
So you don't believe the oldest bone is found amongst with the Dogon?
No, Dogon is just you're talking about corn rowers. They was all about the corn. Corn, this is the Omax. And then you got, and they just, one of the ones, the oldest ones is right here, not over there.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Omax being native to Georgia land. So what about the Sankoi people?
Sankoi, me personally, I mean, I don't know too much about that, but you had at least, I don't know, maybe let's say 1,000 different tribes here running around all over that was just here. But you had certain ones that was maybe 5 big ones that was head of all of them. And see, your Dogons is also the people that also went to Africa, and these people grew corn. And they took that over there. And everybody doesn't come from over there. We come from right here. We didn't have to go anywhere.
So no, the slave theory is out the window.
Slave theory is out the window because you ain't gonna be able to get that many people. You would have lost people to the jump ship. You would have died. Probably sunk your boat out there. You would have had a big fight on the ocean. No, you might have brought some, but you didn't bring us here. We were already here. We were everywhere on this planet.
Phoenicians out the
window.
That's
what I was about to say.
Go ahead, Shaka.
No, that's what I was about to say. We were everywhere, and no one can really pinpoint it. the exact origin of our civilization, because we are civilization and we've been everywhere. But I was, you know, when you mentioned about the it just brought me back to something. This book I was reading called Rise of the Vulcans. When you were talking about these you know, the underground tunnels that knowledge had asked you about, you know, and that's what, you know, these ice monkeys talk about, you know, because they are the rats that walk on two legs, the tunnel rats that walk on two legs. And this is why they have these different tunnels and these secret passages. And the map itself is upside down. So what we've been perceiving and looking at is totally the opposite. It's the total opposite. So, and you know, the things that Brother Selah discussed, we've been studying this, you know, for the longest. It's just that now that everything is coming into fruition, now the masses of the people are beginning to feel the impact of the research that so many of us have been doing over the last couple of decades. But two other things. When he mentioned the during night where it's no covering, that we're unprotected, and then that's where the ancestors, you know, the lights of the ancestors and these particular battles that correlates with that's how the ancestors are able to talk to you, see you, conscious state, you know, because that's the only time for me that I've actually communicated with my ancestors is during those particular hours. But they have taken and they have plagiarized the time where 3 a.m. for us, 3 a.m. is the peak hour where they actually really come and see us. This is why a lot of people at 3 a.m. use the bathroom. A lot of people reach their peaks in their dreams, whoever comes to visit them during 3 a.m. But these Neanderthals took that 3 a.m. and they put a monster twist on it, and they made movies about it. That's what time Dracula climbs through people's window at 3 a.m. in the morning. You know, so all of it is in sync with who we really are. Just like there's only two types of people. You got straight hair and curly hair people. Because that one head goes into a 9. You know, that each hair is a 9. That's because, you know, we are by being divine people, we can't even comprehend our own greatness. The only thing we're doing right now is getting a glimpse of it. We're you know, we're just getting tidbits, because we're far more greater, we're far more powerful than anything that we possibly can comprehend. You know, and you know, it's amazing, but it's also a blessing that, you know, we the gods of the day are able to build as such a impactful force to the masses of our people. You know, we just have to be more relentless, like the brother was saying, that you know, how we sit and we always had this deep-seated level of condemnation towards our people, where we want to give up and just throw the towel in. And this is another reason why I mentioned last night that our ancestors are pissed. They're actually pissed at us. And I know this. I mean, I personally know this because of the effort that we may perceive as being so gallant, but on a larger scale, it's not as much that we could be doing. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be more relentless, because time is up. Time is a factor with gods as such as us. You know, our times, everything is pivotal. Everything has to count. You know, if you 45, 55, 65, everything is pivotal if you have been by the Most High this information and send this energy to our people who are sick off of low frequency, off of poor dieting, off of inadequate health care, medical apartheid, ignorance, drug addiction, and so many other things that these things have been planned and plagued. This is why I tell people that when they talking about something's coming, brother called me today talking about, it's another bird flu screaming and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And these are just tactics that they use to implement fear. Fear and ignorance is the most profitable business on the planet. If this is why a lot of people, like Brother Selah was saying, they know that these so-called religious doctrines don't make no goddamn sense at all. It doesn't. It doesn't. Right. Nothing is in chronological order. Nothing is in sync, leading from point A to point B. Nothing. But fear keeps you in it. If they can keep you interlocked in a high vibratory energy of fear, don't step away from this. You're gonna go to hell. Don't do this. Go get the jab. Keep eating meats. This type of mindset. I came here. My mother grew up on pork. All this type of bullshit is fear implemented. It's fear based. So, what Brother Selah was touching on, it just brought back a lot of recall here. That at one point in time, when we used to have these discussions, in the early 2000s, no one was listening, but had we not stayed on that course, had we not been accepted and dealt with being called crazy and lunatics and there's no such thing as this and being the conspiracy theorists, this is the process that a lot of us had to go through to get to this point, So I see the transformation in the awakening of our energies, of our vibratory frequencies. And so, it's just a blessing that, I kept talking with Brother Selah. We talked a couple of times on the phone because I wanted him to actually, drop these gems because he's a powerful God, that has an enormous amount, not just of information, but of energy, to give to people, to give to our people that are struggling, that are suffering, that are mentally, spiritually sick, not dead, just sick.
Mm-hmm.
Sick, man. Jesus Christ is a mental disorder. That's a fucking mental disorder, man. When you actually going outside and you saying this motherfucking crap is gonna come down in between World War III and straight, that's a mental disorder. I was gonna ride down on a horse. He gonna come off a goddamn in the projects, and everybody gonna be eating. There's gonna be peace, and everybody's gonna shake hands and sing "We Are the World." That's a goddamn mental disorder. I would rather take my chances fucking with the Easter Bunny.
Like
at least I'm gonna get an egg in a basket and some goddamn jelly beans.
Shot great.
It's like,
right,
we got to keep the energy. Like the more of our people that wakes, the more the higher the vibrations raised on the planet. And that's why they want to try to put some of the people back to sleep. Why? Because it's heating up. If y'all notice, the planet is heating up. Here in North Carolina, we don't hardly even get no snow. You get a dusting, and that snow's gone in a day or two. You might catch some in Buffalo, New York, or upstate up there close to Canada. But there's places that don't even receive no snow. This is showing you that it is almost over. And they know it. That's why they trying their best to delay the inevitable. But they know that they can't stop what's coming, you don't have the power. You're not in authority. And then, like, one analogy I like to use about fear is Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. When he's in that room with that man with that hand that he can take and switch up his hands, and he's fighting that dude in that room with all the mirrors. He was
Mm-hmm.
America or the Europeans, they want to project images. So their whole goal is to control your five senses. So they want to keep you operating in the lower part of your brain. So you never rise to the top of your cranium. And so and if they can control that, and if Bruce had to let that control him about the images that was being projected in that room, he probably would have lost the battle. But when he thought about what his master told him, you break the image, you can break the enemy. Once he started cracking all the mirrors, that man ain't got nowhere to hide now. And then y'all seen the outcome of what happened to that dude in that room once Bruce broke all the mirrors. He
He
put the
took his
pain
head off.
game on. He put the pain game on them.
Yeah,
And that's the same thing in real life. And we'll never be able to go any further until we can tear down that image of fear. We don't have fear of each other. You got fear of this devil because of all that shit that he did with the Willie Lynch and Jim Crow, chopping motherfuckers up, putting them in, melting them down, setting them on fire, castrating, feeding your babies to alligators. So that way you instill fear in you. Then you raise your kids up on fear. Listen to Mr. Johnny. You don't want to go against it or you're going to get 100 lashes. No, man, we need to be going against all of this, violating all of it. Because once you tear down that image of fear, you can go upon them with no problem if that's the goal that you're looking for. But other than that, you'll always be stuck at a certain level, but you'll kill your people and put it in rap music thinking that you some big homie. No, you's a big phony. And because I don't know one gang in this country that feeds the people, clothe them, or do anything. The church, you might do one thing and thinking that you've done something. This is a year-round battle. These so-called pimp scholars, I call them scholar pimps. You don't see them doing nothing in the hood. I see a lot of people with platforms talking about, oh, I'm smarter than you. Who doesn't care about who's smarter or which
right.
civilization was first? How is that going to stop this devil from doing what he going to do? If you can prove that the Olmecs or the Lemurians or the Tartars was first, it doesn't matter about that's good information that we can know. It doesn't matter which one was first, just as long as we get that information out to our people,
Right.
and that's the goal to get it out there to them. But after that, what are you gonna do with this devil that's running on this planet? Because these people only respect
Exactly.
one thing, and that's violence.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell people that.
So
Yeah.
y'all keep saying
I
that.
tell
Keep
I
saying
keep
that,
I'm
man.
you know what's so crazy? All of us on this platform have been saying that. And just hearing you saying, brother Selah, I know you've been saying it. I'm serious. When I be out in the public, I'm just being free. When I be in the public, man, in the stores and stuff, and they be talking, they be looking crazy. When I look dead at them, man, they get little, and that's what they respect. All that passiveness, yes sir, no sir, they don't respect that. That gives
Mm-mm.
them the energy to try to belittle you. And then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, they feel like, oh, this brother scared of me.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't do that. I walk with authority. When I be in the store, they be like, "Can you get this off the shelf for me?" I say, "No. You should have brought somebody with you." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I lay it down like that. That's just how I roll, man. Because we give them so much respect,
Right.
Right.
Yep.
and it
That's
bothers
straight
me
true.
because you're full of mucus, you're
Right.
full of pus, and then you have the audacity and the authority to try to prove your somewhat benevolence over someone who taught you how to do everything you know how to do. Point blank,
But,
period.
but they act like
That was one of the things that resonated with me when I first met Shaka. Now he says ammonia and stuff like that, but that's actually science. They do have
right.
Mm-hmm.
ammonia in them. That is
Yeah.
science.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Because
science.
you're put
All of the
together.
science, knowledge.
You are
Not
Frankenstein.
good.
They're
Mm-hmm.
Frankenstein. So when we watching the movie Frankenstein, what you're doing is watching a mug rob graves. And I'm telling y'all now, when you bury your people and you go out there and visit them graves, put flowers out there, 9 times out of 10, what if your people ain't out there no more? They're not out there. How do you think when you bust a gun? because I carry one and we train, so I bust a gun so much, so I have to keep my gun clean because it builds up a carbon residue. How do you think they're making them guns and them weapons? They're making them out of your people. You're carbon.
Mm-hmm.
Your people ain't in the grave no more. They done took them.
Selling people, selling people. You don't even make it to, you don't even make it. You don't even make it past the funeral home, man. Just a shell, man. Everything else goes on the block, man. Everything else goes on the black market, man. This is why a lot of people that know what type of plays they run, man, have their people watch them get cremated. Even in the Philippines, man, they put their family members in boats and pour gas on them, let the whole boat sink down in the ocean, man. Here, we so caught up in it and so strung out on emotionalism, that they already you already been gutted out. Sometimes you might be violated. Depends on depends on the gender of the individual, what they like. You know what I mean? And so, it's just a lot of stuff, man, that we need to be kept abreast on, man, and we need to actually move forward, especially in this season before it becomes the new year, the spring equinox, man. We need to press forward. We really need to be moving forward and penetrate the walls of evil at a much rapid pace and rapid rate, as we have more than we have been doing in recent years, because it's beginning to have a snowball effect, and now people are actually coming to terms and figuring some stuff out. But before I say, let me say this one thing, that when you was talking about their time is almost up, and this is why, and this is my theory, based on research and looking at certain maps and reading the almanac, that all of a sudden Hop appears to be sending these blizzards and these snowstorms south, where it's a more warmer climate, to once again relocate us, give us another geographical location, because they know we're tropical people. And then this is where a lot of lithium and a whole bunch of other precious resources that we don't even know about that are in the Carolinas and in Georgia. The red clay, all that stuff, man. Those are priceless resources. So, and they know we're not, real comfortable with this caveman weather. So if they continue to push these snowstorms and these frigid temperatures in the south, to make our people migrate maybe to the Midwest, where there's in Oklahoma and Kansas, where there are no ports, there's no import and export, what you call maritime laws and water, to push us out there, because when we in dry land and in concrete, it takes the calcium out the body.
Yeah.
This is why they always have all this beachfront property, because if they keep us away from the water, it kind of calcifies our pineal glands too, because when we go to the beach or swimming, we come back more energized.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? Because our pineal glands have become more concentrated. Going to the beach was a big thing when we was little. You know what I'm saying? So, just pay attention to, the moves that they're running. These are some serious plays. That's why I say at nighttime, 3 a.m., like Brother Selah was saying, that made so much sense. That during that time when we're in that subconscious state, this is a lot of times when them people come and visit us and give us information and messages. We had to be clear about that. So I just wanted to drop that little.
And then there's like at night, like some of them, not all of them right now, but some of them can't go outside unless they mummify themselves head to toe. If not, the UV rays go to work immediately.
Gothic.
Powerful, powerful stuff. Powerful, powerful conversation with the brother Selah X Hadid. Before we end, any last remarks from anybody before we end this live?
I'll see y'all brothers real soon. And my goal in 2020, well, this fake New Year coming, my whole, whatever this year, whatever you want to call it, and it's probably not 2025, it's probably less than that because you added another 5 days.
That question.
5 days on. But my goal is to put more boots on the ground and work with y'all as much. And I just want to please the ancestors. So when it's over, if they come across me, they can look and be like, oh, that's fam. We ain't gonna mess with him because they already see my work and my efforts.
You know what's so crazy? You talk about please the ancestors. Shaka talk about the other night. I got on his live kind of late, and it was meant for me to get on there because when I got on there, he went right a little bit out there. He went right into that, and it just resonated with me, man. I just couldn't stop commenting on the live, man, because I'm like, man, the ancestors are like, I mean, they are upset with us, man, because we let some low vibrational people, man, overtake us, then tell us that we have junk DNA. There's nothing in the black man that is junk. There's definitely nothing in the black woman that is junk. But my last remark would be for the people and everybody listening and watching, do your research, do your homework, take everything he said not to be true, and do your own research. Anything I ever say, don't take it. Just go read some books, go do some cross-referencing, educate yourself, get more enlightened, get your frequencies more heightened on a higher vibration, because we do need more boots on the ground.
Exactly.
Oh, brother Selah, I want to ask you one more thing, because I made a mistake with the brothers when we was talking. I said gut, but it's goot that where God was supposed to came from, right?
Yeah.
The word God.
Yeah, the word God.
Okay.
Or Anu. Anu is just another word for God. So then when you talk on Anu, now you're talking about the Anunnakis.
Right. Yeah, I told him gut, but it was goot. That's what it was.
Goot.
Okay. All right. I just want to make that succinct clear for right now.
But
we really appreciate you, brother, because that was inspiring, very inspiring.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Yes, sir.
And
really appreciate it.
Buckle Dialect YouTube show for those who's listening, watching. Thank y'all for the support. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our page. To keep us going, because this is what we do. We give out information. We don't talk about no trash and none of that sense. So, saying that, you check us out every Wednesday, 8:15 p.m. Check us out on TikTok as well. Check us out on Facebook, Vocal Dialect. And also, check out our general brother, straight from the heart, T. Shaka Sankofa. He come on about three nights in the evening time, between 8 and 8:30 p.m. T. Shaka Sankofa, live on Facebook. When next time you come along, Jenny?
I don't. It may be Friday because y'all coming back tomorrow, right?
No, we just doing a recording tomorrow.
We just doing a recording tomorrow.
We're not even gonna be on YouTube. You good?
Okay, I try to be on tomorrow night. Yeah, because I'm off Friday, so I try to be on. I mean, it may be late, but I'll be on. I'll make it my will to come on tomorrow night.
That's cool.
So y'all check out the
general recap of what.
Check out the general.
Yes, sir.
Sankofa, live on Facebook in the PM. T. Shaka Sankofa. Peace.
And once again, man, we love everybody, man. We love our special guests, man. And we take the information, man, and build from it. You know what I'm saying?
I need one of them hats too. Knowledge Born 7 that you got on.
I got you. I got something for you. I got something good for you. I got you. All right, family, y'all be smooth, man.
All right, peace to the gods. Love.
Peace.
Yeah, I just ended the live. I just ended.
Oh, okay.